it just makes too much sense, but it still pisses me off. Like I wanted it to be the
So, Luke, for our last topic on today, what are we hearing about the Brandon Miller situation?
Brandon Miller has been lobbying the Charlotte. I almost called them the New Orleans Hornets for a second. The Charlotte Hornets. He's been lobbying them to take him with the 2nd overall pick. Now, I personally would take Scoot over Brandon Miller. I think Scoot is a higher ceiling, and I think the Hornets kind of just need guys with a higher ceiling. So I would take Scoot. And I also I think Brandon Miller also fits better in Portland than he does in Charlotte right now.
No, I agree.
So I'm not really sure what's going on in his head. I guess being up 1 slot means a little bit more money, but like,
I mean, it's also the prestige of being.
I guess it's the prestige, yeah. But then again, Darko Milicic was the number 2 pick, and Carmelo was the number 3 pick. It doesn't mean shit. So I would like.
You really went there.
Yeah, of course I did. Obviously, Brandon Miller is not going to be that bad. Like,
I think he's Jeff Green or Chris Middleton.
He's not going to be Darko Milicic bad, but like his floor's too high for that.
Did you see the Jeff Green comparison where I saw it?
Yeah.
Same body.
Yeah, like I like Brandon Miller a lot. I don't know why he wants to go to Charlotte over Portland. Why the fuck would you want that? But like,
I mean, Charlotte's definitely a better city than Portland.
You get a basketball standpoint. From a basketball standpoint.
Also,
Portland has legal decriminalized mushrooms. What the fuck does Charlotte
Brandon
have?
Miller does not seem like the guy who needs to be taking mushrooms.
I know he's not. But that's my point, man. You're saying Charlotte's much better than Charlotte. You're saying Charlotte's much better than Portland. I don't know how much better it is.
I think it'd be interesting. I think Scoot's the better prospect.
Yeah, Scoot's the better prospect. So like, it wouldn't like Scoot should go number 2, but like.
Scoot's getting compared to MVP candidates, and
Brandon Miller is not.
Yeah, he's getting compared to Paul George. How many rings, how many championships is Paul George?
Paul George did finish 3rd in MVP voting once, so that's pretty good.
With the Thunder, wasn't it?
Yeah, with Thunder. Paul George went to multiple conference finals. He had a good career. Paul George is
why are you speaking it in the past?
Getting compared to Paul George is because he's not going to do more. He's not going to have much more playoff success, man. I'm sorry. The Clippers are not winning anything. So, like, Paul George's best playoff success moments are behind him.
I mean, he might be the best player on the Clippers.
He is the best player on the Clippers because he actually plays more than the other guy. But, like, Brandon Miller, getting compared to Paul George is fucking great. That is phenomenal. But,
is that who you
that's
really
the
are?
best. And I also don't think he's Paul George.
Nor do I. I think that's like.
I think that's like a best case scenario comparison that like isn't gonna get Paul George is a fucking Hall of Famer.
Paul George, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just a tall glass of juice they're asking him to be compared to.
Yeah, and it's like, does he have the offensive game that Paul George has in terms of like creating his own shots? No, but like he can shoot well. The defensive upside is there. He was the best freshman in college basketball last year.
Was he actually?
Yeah. He averaged like 18 and 9.
But my question is would you say he was actually, or would you say in comparison, Scoot Henderson was better?
Scoot Henderson didn't play college basketball.
I know, but like if he did, the stats.
Scoot's stats might not have been better because Scoot might have played for a worse team, but Scoot's better, I think. Scoot's stats might not have been better in college because Brandon Miller was playing for a really good team, and Brandon Miller didn't have to shoulder the load too much. Like, he could score like 20 and 10, but Brandon Miller didn't have to for them to win.
Okay, that's a good way to
Brandon Miller, that's why he was like a 40+% three-point shooter, because if you notice, he had a lot of open threes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like Alabama's offense was really good last year. It was one of the best in the country.
You know what's the weirdest thing? Jabari Smith, we all thought was like what Brandon Miller is, and then he turns out he's a big. They hyped. Yeah. Tell me I'm wrong. They acted like
I didn't think that. I watched a lot of college basketball, and Jabari was never a shot creator, and he had good ball handling skills for a big, but it's
they
like
kept comparing him to Rashard Lewis.
Yeah. And which, like, that's actually not that bad of a comparison, but
he doesn't even move.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't move like Rashard Lewis does. He shoots like Rashard Lewis does, or at least that's it. Like, I think a better comparison would have been like, you know who a better comparison would have been? Yeah. Patrick Patterson.
Ooh, but that's
for Jabari Smith. Like, instead of